Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Elias here with Weekly Wrestling Heat. We are back with another episode recapping Raw and NXT Takeover in your house. The fallout from in your house. Got my boy Moise here. Angel might or might not join us, but we'll see within the next 30 minutes.
Yeah,
What's going on, Moise?
nothing much, man. Good NXT show and a very Raw show.
Man, I think Raw being 3 hours, it gets hard to watch halfway through. I think it's the no crowd and then it being 3 hours long. I think at certain
And
point.
there's just so many replays. Like, I don't want to see Charlotte clothesline Asuka 17 times before the match.
Yeah. But speaking of Raw, let's get into a quick Raw recap. Raw kicked off with Bailey and Sasha Banks and the Iconics having a moment on the ring. Then they were interrupted by Charlotte Flair and Asuka, which turned into a triple threat tag team match between all three teams, which Asuka and Charlotte ended up winning this one. I really I really wish they would give the Iconics a chance again. I really love the Iconics. I wish that they they would they would give them the titles. I think they need. I know today they were talking about it on backstage, and Paige made a point. He's like the women's tag team titles are pointless right now because there's no real solidarity. There's no real main. There's no real
There's no
actual.
real tag teams aside from the Iconics.
Yeah, like you got the Iconics, and then you got
Bliss Cross.
Crisscross, and then it's 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 that's it. You need more teams. So if they once they start putting more effort into it, then I think the tag team titles will be something good to have. Right now, it's just they're
So let's
playing.
do something. Let's do something because we got some time to kill while Angel gets on, if he gets on. Um, So okay, I'm just gonna like throw out some women that I think could be a team. I think you have that built-in chemistry with Nia or with Tamina and Naomi. You can
Yeah,
easily put them together. Have them, and you don't even have to tell a story because they're family as it is.
yeah,
Same thing with Tamina and Nia.
true.
Um,
You got. I mean, you got Raquel and Dakota.
yeah, Raquel and Dakota.
You can
They got some weird thing going on with Shotzi and Tegan. It seems.
yeah,
I would have liked Candice and Mia as a team when Candice was face. I feel like they would get a lot of. I think they would get a lot of sympathy pops and like if they were ever getting beat down or anything. Um, Honestly, I think you could do an angle where if they're calling up Chelsea Green without Robert Stone, I think you should have something where Natalia takes her under her wing because Chelsea's Canadian, right? I
yeah,
believe. Do
yeah.
something
She
where
is.
Natalia takes Chelsea Green under her wing. Um, yeah, you could do something like that. You can make the tag teams. It just seems like
You
right now it's just a time killer for them.
You know what? If in my opinion, I think Chelsea Green looked really good with Charlotte. So if you want to build Chelsea Green has the next Charlotte, you could put them in a tag team together and let them just run rampant around the whole thing. I would rather see Charlotte in the tag team title picture than see her in the main title picture.
I think Charlotte and Asuka could give us a 5-star match down the line. So I'd be okay with that later. Um, but I don't know. I feel like how about Natalia and Chelsea Green with Tyson as their manager because
That could work
they
too
were they
because
were doing that weird Tyson angle.
that could work too. I mean, it's a lot the possibilities that you can, and you can make new tag teams out of it. Honestly, you you have already what the established. You have the Iconics, you have Bailey and Sasha, and you have Chris Bliss and Cross.
Hmm.
So that's three. You add about three more teams to make it six people, teams
You need
altogether.
like you need I think 5 consistent teams, and then you can throw together like in and out of storylines like between two or three.
Yeah, so I mean it's necessary. Hopefully they get that together. Hopefully it will work. I just feel right now that the titles are meaningless.
Are there any are there any women on the IR that you could possibly do something with?
Not really.
No. Man, I wish they didn't break up Liv and Ruby. I feel like they could have had something cool there.
I wish they wouldn't have left go of Sarah Logan because you could have had the Riot Squad reunite, and then there you could have had a dominant tag team trio like the New Day.
Yeah.
And then I kind of wish they wouldn't have let go of Absolution, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the whole Mandy and Sonya breakup thing.
Um, and
Um,
then and then
but
we
Lacey and Sonya are tearing it up together. Like, if they can keep building that chemistry, and maybe once you get Sonya away from this Mandy storyline, like have them have another match down the line,
yeah,
and then at the end, like Sonya pick up Lacey or Lacey help up Sonya and be like, "You got my respect." You have two badass women. You got a female who was in the army in the armed forces, and
and
then
then
you
you
got
got an
a
MMA fighter.
who's out, who's openly out. Like
Yeah,
women can look like little girls can look up to that team.
yeah. I mean, and even like you could make a pairing. Like if you really be honest, you could call up the rest of the horsewomen, the MMA girls.
I
You could
heard the
call up.
other two are not improving at all.
I don't know, but I mean, you if you pair him with Shayna Baszler and have Shayna be like the top star of that team, I think it could improve them.
I think you could make it work with Shayna and Marina. Just leave Jasmine to training or whatever she has to do.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
or
I
you could
think
put Shayna and I even though they were like enemies, if you do the heel turn on Natty, you could put Shayna with Natty.
what about Shayna and Sonya?
That too, it could work.
Like Shayna just be like, look, I had the other horsewomen. None of them stuck around like you stuck around in this
Yeah,
business.
now it's time to start my new group. You know,
Yeah,
I think it could work. It just depends on exactly what they do, what the storylines are entitled to, and then go from there. I think there's great possibilities to do great things with the titles. They just need to focus on the spotlighting those titles instead of just having somebody carry it until they decide, oh well, it's time to take the titles off of them and put it on somebody else. Um, I feel like that's what's wrong with the women's tag team titles at this moment. And that's pretty much it for that one.
so yeah,
Let's
good
move
opening match. I like the tension between Charlotte and
in Oscar.
yeah, and I liked how Bailey and Sasha just didn't care because it wasn't a title match at the end. Like they're like, yeah, we're out of here.
Yeah. Then next was basically Rey Mysterio being be alive. Basically saying that Rey Mysterio is good bowing to make Seth Rollins pay. Seth Rollins invited Rey Mysterio and Dominic to come to Raw next week. So I'm thinking something's gonna happen next week with both with them,
I
and
think Dominic's turning.
I think so too. But I think they're gonna hold it off to like later. Like it's gonna build up to it. I don't think they're just gonna do it right off the bat. They're gonna wait till Mysterio gets that match between I guess it's gonna end up being Seth Rollins and Murphy and Austin Theory versus Rey Mysterio, Humberto, and Alistair, and then Dominic is gonna cost Rey and his team the match and join the Disciples.
They are making Alistair look like a bitch, and I do not like this.
I don't like it.
I
I don't like how they're making both Alistair and Umberto look bad. Well,
I
not look bad, but they just keep pummeling them, pummeling them.
like I wish you would just put Cedric and Ricochet in there because they're already getting buried. It seems. So then you could have had Ray there, and then like maybe Ray passes on the mask to Ricochet. You could have something,
Yeah,
but eh.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that one, which also leads to Alistair Black and Umberto defeating Murphy and Theory, and then getting pummeled by all three of them.
We see
Um,
this every week.
yeah, it's getting repetitive. It's kind of getting it's kind of getting to feel like AEW when they did the inner circle that they always kept beating up the elite. So it's starting to become repetitive as that, and I'm not liking it.
So even there, you had a payoff with Matt Hardy coming in and saving them. You know, you
Yeah,
had
and
the
I think they're
payoff.
trying to build to that with Ray coming back, but I don't know. It still seems too repetitive. It's going on too long to me, if you ask me. Um,
If I told you a year ago we're getting Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, people would be like wetting their pants because they'd be so excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just bad booking.
Yeah. Afterwards we get the basically we get the interview.
Decathlon?
Huh?
Didn't we get the decathlon after this?
Which one?
The decathlon between the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits?
I think no, it was after this segment. It was
Okay.
actually this one was when Edge and Christian came out and did their show.
This was
Uh,
good. I like this.
and then basically, man, this was a deep promo by Christian. I really hope they put him in the Hall of Fame one day because this man deserves
He
it.
was supposed to go in this time, right?
I think so, or next year, either this one or next year.
No, yeah,
Uh,
he was the Tampa home talent that they were going to have, right?
I think so. I don't remember too well.
He was
Um,
Batista, the NWO,
there's an empty
um,
Dave
Ultimate
Batista,
or Liger,
Liger.
NWO, and I think it was Christian and who was the female?
I forgot who the female was. Hold on.
Oh, God.
They haven't done it yet, but the Bellas.
The Bellas, yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
it
a
was
solid spot.
Batista, JBL, the British Bulldog, Houston, the Liger, and the NWO and the Bella Twins. They still didn't announce the celebrity wing nor the last person that was supposed to be inducted.
Okay, so I wonder if they're gonna hold it till SummerSlam.
Maybe they haven't said anything since everything went down. But great promo by Edge and Christian, and then Randy Orton just coming out in the Titantron and throwing that that badass promo as well. It's I'm kind of excited for this match.
Why are they making Charlie look so stupid backstage?
Have no idea.
Like with the not only with the Angel Garza stuff, like okay, yeah, you're infatuated by him, that's fine, but even when Randy was like, maybe there's gonna be one more guest, and then Charlie starts counting on her hand, and I'm like, honey, it's 1 + 1 + 1, it's 3. Like you don't need to be counting that on your fingers. But no, I like the Christian promo. I the whole like I'm just trying to get that fire out of you. I think they could have done without, but
Yeah,
the chemistry between those two is awesome. So
yeah, I agree.
their
Um,
podcast was great too. While the 1 year run they had or whatever,
yeah.
they had some great guests on there. Yeah,
Afterwards, that's when we get the decathlon between the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits, which ends in a 5-5 tie. Which I'm guessing is going to end up leading to a tag team match for the championship between both of those teams.
I a lot of people are. This is either you love it or you hate it. Like
Yeah,
Angel hates it. There's podcasters that hate it, but I feel like there's no middle. Like we both love it. I think the Busted Open crew said it's bringing out personality, so they like it too. Um, so it's either you hate it or you love it. There's no middle. But I'm liking it. Like everyone's like, this isn't doing anything for the Viking Raiders. They're taking the Revival's comedy spot. But I'm liking Ivar. Like it's making me care about Ivar.
yeah, because everybody basically was focused on Eric because Eric was the. I mean, think about Eric's story. Eric had which is Raymond Rowe, because I know this person because I know Ray, and he had a bicycle accident a couple of years ago that almost killed him. So
Yeah.
his redemption story from almost being paralyzed to coming back now to being where he's at, it's a real testament of how much he struggled to get to where he's at. Like,
Did you catch the little fun fact in here that was announced? Who the
no.
girl was?
Oh yeah, Catalina,
Yeah, the Asian girl. Oh, not the Asian girl.
the
Sorry,
Hispanic girl.
the Hispanic girl was Catalina. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. I was part of the one of the groups, wrestling groups on Facebook, and they were like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "That's Catalina." They were like, "The one that was with Sin Cara." I'm like, "Yeah, that one." And like all of a sudden, everybody just started throwing hearts out. Like, um,
Yeah. So she wasn't the judge. She just had like a little appearance, right?
yeah, she was one of the judges in that.
Was she the
In
one that danced with
with
Ivar?
Ibar, yeah,
Okay, and then yeah, they split 5-5. The hurdles was great. I thought the hurdles was
The
fun.
hurdle spot was funny as hell.
Cause it's Ivar again, where Ivar's like it runs through everything, and they're like, he's like, I did it, and he's like, no, you got to run through it. You got to jump over it. You can't run through it.
My favorite spot was actually the pole vault because he was like, raise it up for air Ivar, and dude literally made the jump. So that was fine. We'll see what happens next week with that one. Afterwards, we get the triple threat between Andrade, Angel Garza, and Kevin Owens, which also shows a small descent between Angel and Andrade. They're starting to.
I want to keep them at the tag team. I don't want to break them up.
I don't either, but this was perfect seeds to that.
But I have, God, I can't believe I'm saying this about WWE booking. I have 100% faith in Paul Heyman booking Angel Garza because he booked Eddie on ECW.
Yeah.
But I also see what he did with Andrade, so I don't know if I have that faith. But I think you can keep them together at the tag team. We don't have a Latino tag team.
We don't, but they're Andrade is after the quest for the U.S. title. I think that that Garza is going to cost Andrade the title on Sunday, and then we'll see. And I think eventually we're going to see Angel Garza has challenging for the U.S. title.
But then who do you have selling for tag titles after this feud is over?
I mean, you still have, Lashley and MVP.
And you have Disciples, I guess.
Disciples, you have.
See, I would like to keep Andrade and Angel together, have them take the titles off the Street Profits. When you get a crowd, give the Street Profits the title back.
Yeah. Yeah. So afterwards, we get a interesting match between Bobby Lashley and MVP defeating the Viking Raiders.
This was hard hitting.
It was. I mean, the freaking body slam that Eric gave Ivar on top of MVP. MVP took some damage on that one.
And MVP is like half a step slower now, but he is laying them in when he gets that player's boot in. When he does the ball and elbow, like he's laying those in when he's getting the opportunity.
He's not as fast as he was, but he's still refined in the ring, and that's a good thing. All right, so we get to the main event of Raw, which was Charlotte versus Asuka. Of course, Charlotte got the win over Asuka by a distraction from Nia Jax, and afterwards, Nia Jax came in and destroyed Asuka and left her in the middle of the ring. I thought this match was really good. Really good considering what it was.
I just don't care for Nia.
I hate how it ended. I really wish it would have been a clean ending to it, and then have Nia come out and attack Asuka.
Even if it's not a clean ending, like have Charlotte put her legs on the rope or something, so Asuka can finally beat her when they have a crowd again. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish they would just because Charlotte's already coming off that takeover loss, so I would like her to, even if it's a dirty win, like hold the ropes or take the turnbuckle off or something. You know?
It's something to make it more interesting than it was. The match itself was nice. It was going in a good tempo. I mean, shoot, it was. You saw Asuka being vulnerable. You saw then she coming back and trying to throw all the submission moves on Charlotte. It was a really good match until the end. I just didn't like the ending of it, but yeah, low key that was Raw. After that, Raw ended, and that's the end of Raw.
Okay. Yeah. So I just messaged Angel. We'll see if he can get on. It says he is online, so we'll see what happens. So we'll start the takeover. We'll get him in.
Do you want to do wrestling news just in case? I know there's some wrestling news that happened in Impact. Do you want to do a quick Impact summary?
I haven't watched Impact today.
Ooh.
Good episode?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know they opened with Shamrock, Elgin, and Sammy.
Yeah, and they also...
How about this? Since it was like a couple hours ago, tell us the matches and tell us what we need to watch for in each match.
All right, so basically It was. Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
Oh, actually, let's talk about last week's because I messaged in the group and I really wanted to talk about it on the podcast. With Trey getting attacked backstage and Wentz and Ace Austin's match.
Who did it?
Oh my, that's fine. Like that's secondary to me.
That match was nice. I really enjoyed it. Impact is actually having good content. As much as people shit on them right now, Impact has some of the best wrestling programming right now, better than AEW, sometimes better than NXT.
Way better than Raw.
Way better than Raw. Like
I think right now, like for what I want to watch, it goes NXT, Impact, AEW, NXT, Impact, AEW, and SmackDown are tied for that third spot, and then Raw is just hard to watch for me.
No, I agree. Man, let me just say this. So, the best moment of this show.
Don't give a result. Just tell me what to watch.
What's the first match, which was Sami Callihan versus
Elegant versus Shamrock.
Yeah, and the main event, which was Taya versus Jordan. My favorite matches. Afterwards, I need to spoil this for you. I really do.
All right.
Can I?
Tell me what happened?
Deonna Purrazzo made her a debut today because they've been basically.
They said she was going to debut this week.
Yeah, she was going to be debuting this week. So, basically after the match, Jordan is basically celebrating the ring, holding the title up. Deonna comes out and Deonna just throws her down and puts her in the Fujiwara armbar and just goes in for about 30 seconds, just holding it. Afterwards, leaves Jordan laying in the ring and just holds up the title and just like comes out. I think that, I mean, honestly, given Deonna's history, the bad stint that she had in WWE in NXT, I think that they have a lot of confidence in her, and I think they're going to try to push her pretty good.
Do you think that last week when they promoted that Deonna was going to come out, do you think they should have just kept that coming soon and not said this week? Because usually when
I think they should have done the coming soon. I really think they should have done the coming soon because, to be honest with you, I was expecting her to show up, but I didn't know exactly when she was going to show up. I thought she was just going to come in and do a match or come in and do a promo. If they would have done the coming soon, it would have been more of a pop for me to see her come in and actually do that to Jordan. That was basically the rest of it. It was pretty good. There's some pretty good spots there. The backstage segments that they're doing, Impact is doing a great job.
Are they pushing the Trey storyline at all or no?
The what?
The Who Attacked Trey?
Yes, it's part of the show. So I'd rather just let you watch it and give your opinion from that. But yeah, Impact itself is getting better by the weeks as they go. Shout out to Stefan. What's going on, Stefan? Thanks for joining us.
Did you watch the Wentz and H. Austin match last week?
I missed that one. I need to pull it up and watch it.
Dude, okay, there's this one spot where Wentz runs up the ramp, jumps off the stairs, and catches a roundhouse kick. And oh my god, it's so good. Just Wentz's facial features, and they just signed his wife too, Kaylee, not Kaylee Ray. All their the blonde that they just signed. Not Kaylee Ray. The one that was fighting with Havoc.
I forgot her name.
She has the same name as a porn star, bro. Not Kaylee Ray. Her name's very similar. One Rascal.
Was she on? Was she
was
on
in the Mae Young Classic? Yes.
I know who you're talking about. I'm looking it up right now.
It is Kimberly. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Kimberly and Wentz are married, by the way, guys. So I could see them. If it is Wentz who attacked Trey, I could see pairing Wentz with Kimberly. But I don't want them to break up the Rascals. I think the chemistry between those three is great.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. And then are we gonna go into Takeover now? Like, I don't know what's going on with Angel.
Yeah, we get no show from Angel yet. So if he hops on, he hops on. If not, then oh well. All right, let's kick off NXT Takeover in your house, man. What did you think? What are your overall thoughts on it?
I enjoyed this so much. I I think it was the best wrestling event we've had in like a month, or in since this year has started. I think it was probably the best.
It wasn't great.
I just said it was one of the best of the year. So
There we
Elijah,
are. Sorry, guys.
Don't worry,
Yeah,
we only talked about Raw and Impact, so you didn't miss much.
Oh, obviously not. Did you in the news? Sorry to interrupt because I know I'm just jumping in. Did you talk about the Randy Chompeth stuff?
No, but we talked about Deanna debuting.
But good for her. Actually, it was a nice debut.
it was.
Yeah.
I do have a match I need you to watch from last week that I think you're really going to enjoy. Just one match.
Impact.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think one of those guys is AEW bound really soon. I could see Ace Austin or Wentz actually going to AEW really soon.
Yeah.
Boom. Impact. 6-9 yesterday or the week before?
Week before. The main event.
I literally have it pulled up, so when we're done, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
All right.
Really
so let's kick off NXT Takeover in your house. So it started with Cole Orange performing underneath, which was basically
wait. Let's talk about the Randy Sampa stuff really quick because you brought it up.
So Randy starts this conversation. It actually made some pretty decent headlines. Basically, Randy said that he heard that the boys put on a good show for NXT in your house. I'm really excited for y'all. We're really happy for y'all. Knee slapping my knee, literally, knee slap or leg slap. That's what it was.
leg slap.
Oh, what is leg slap? I don't get this.
So you know how
how that's how they make the noise for the punches.
Yeah, or the punches or the kick,
like the super kicks.
Yeah,
or like a V trigger, stuff like that.
The Young Bucks, Kenny Omega are notorious for doing that as well.
It's something a lot of these flashy, quote unquote, people do. Randy doesn't think it's legit. In fact, I mean, just to point it out that I'm not too biased, FTR in their tweet this week also talking about their match against Butcher and Blade said, guys, things not to expect. It was a long list of basically everything the Young Bucks do. I heard
they were great on Cornette's podcast too.
It was really good. If you have time, I think it's about 30 minutes or so. It's a good podcast.
And the thing about it, I listened to the podcast. The thing about it is that they didn't shit on WWE. So that's it. I thought that they were going to go full in on WWE and just shit on them, but they didn't.
They're not exclusively signed to AEW.
No, they're not.
It's a handshake agreement. Supposedly.
Handshake agreement that allows them to actually go and do indies and also do New Japan, because I think the FTR's plans are to go to New Japan eventually, also. That's part of basically. And then Ciampa responded back to
sorry, reason I brought it up because they were mentioning leg slaps also. There's like, you're not going to see a leg slapping. You'll see no red chests or red arms or whatever. Really funny stuff. But yeah, then Ciampa responded. Go ahead.
Ciampa responded to Randy. It was just an interesting conversation between both of them.
And then Randy's wife got involved, I heard.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. She said, basically because Ciampa said that he found a good bedtime story for his kids, a Randy Orton match.
Yeah, don't need NyQuil.
It's better than NyQuil. And then he got, then responses. Then, his wife said something about the Performance Center, I think.
Ciampa doesn't write his own stories. It's his
exactly.
And then Randy responded, "Looks like I hurt feelings of the self-appointed locker room leader of the wrestling school. Let me know what time leg slap class starts so I can take my game to the next level." Of course,
Ciampa doesn't super kick.
Well, the other thing is that he's defending quote unquote NXT.
Yeah. Would y'all want to see this?
Ciampa Randy Randy probably break his neck.
Randy's a great worker, dude. I think if Edge trusts him, I think it's fine.
I trust Randy.
I think the story would be
If
if
Ciampa was younger, I'd be interested to see it because then it could be something like you could build that storyline like I'm going to be the next legend killer or something like that. That'd be a cool little thing because Ciampa's got that kind of attitude towards him.
So you didn't like Takeover, correct?
No.
What?
1 through 10.
6.
Okay, so I'd give it an 8.
I give it a solid 8. 8.5.
We'll find out what we each didn't like, or because there was some stuff I did like, but like I don't know. I just because I told you all, or I guess just initial thoughts. Like there was parts of the show where I was very disinterested. That might just be my interest in the product though, because everyone was talking about certain spots that were great, and I'm like, it's not that great to me. Maybe because I'm not fully invested in the product the way you guys are.
Let's start it off with Shotzi, Mia Yim, and Tegan Nox versus Dakota, Raquel, and Candice, which we all got wrong.
Yeah, everyone.
Which we joked about getting it wrong too.
We did.
Surprisingly, this was a good match.
This is what I was not interested.
I didn't like this match at all.
I mean,
it was okay work, like at best.
It was a good match. It wasn't the best match.
This should have been a pre-show match.
I agree.
It should have been a pre-show match, but NXT really doesn't do pre-show matches like that, unless it's a big card big.
They just started doing like pre-show matches because they would pre-record NXT when NXT wasn't live with the pre-show matches.
Didn't they have one for this show?
No, they didn't.
It was just Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been, and I think it would have been awesome.
This match pretty much put the spotlight on Tegan, Nia, and Shotzi.
Wow.
I was gonna say I did like Tegan in this match, but
why?
Why did I like her?
Tegan looked good.
I liked her. She has decent work, and she looks the part. God, I'm way overexposed.
Actually, Tegan looked really good this match. I'm not gonna lie. I know you don't like her, but she looked really good in this match.
Look, and here's the thing, boys. Someone
are stars. I don't see that with the faces.
Well, someone like me, if she was the one that interested me, I could see that. I could care less for all these girls. Like, I don't get the thing with the short girl, with Gargano's wife. She didn't work very well, in my opinion, during this match.
Killer Frost.
Huh?
I think she's supposed to be Killer Frost.
Well, they're hiring a new rubber band man or whatever his name is. If you want to try and audition for that part, but yeah. So I liked, huh?
Rubber band man just turns brown and it's me.
Yeah, well, but no, yeah. So Tegan Nox for some reason stood out to me during this match. I can't point out to you all why. Did she get the pin?
Yeah, she got the pin.
Oh, there you go. That's maybe why.
Shiniest wizard.
Her shiniest wizard. Yeah. It was an okay match.
I think Dakota and Reyna are future tag team champions.
I agree. I want to see them stick together, and if they call them up, I want them called up as a tag team. We were talking about this earlier, Angel. We feel like the WWE women's tag team titles are a dead
placeholder. A placeholder. Yeah,
placeholder title. So until they get more people on there and they get more star power and actually do something correct with the titles, it's gonna feel that it's just a placehold title to just put on somebody just to make people happy. But all right. Afterwards, Finn Balor defeated Damian Priest in what I like to say was the match of the night.
I love this match.
This was for the record, Elias and Kriston got this right. You and I messed up, Moise, because we're smart and we're trying to book this company well. For some reason, Finn got the win here.
Finn was on a losing streak, though.
Did you enjoy this match, though?
Yeah, it was really good. I like Damian Priest in the spots I've seen him.
Dude, that bump that he took.
That bump? The stair bump?
Yeah, that stair bump was it was like a big Darby Allin falling onto it.
I cringed a little bit on that one.
Oh no, that one didn't bother me. The one that did, we'll talk about it. I know it's the same one y'all will talk about in the next match, or the match after that. But Priest looked good. I did feel like it got a little slow, maybe 3/4 in before that bump,
and then they picked it up afterwards.
Yeah. And then after that bump, it really picked up. And then Priest, what's his finisher? Because he did that running arrow thing.
It's the crossroad. It's the crossroad.
Okay, and then he was setting up for it a bunch, and
this kept getting reversed. Yeah,
it kept getting reversed. So I was expecting it to come from like out of nowhere, but then Finn just stayed on top after a certain point. 2 coup de grace.
But it looked after the match, Finn looked at him, and just
he did the whole bullet thing.
Yeah,
and
then Killer Cross came out with the arrow. So
maybe it's still going to go on.
I would be interested if Finn started the Balor Club in NXT and Damian Priest joined it.
I see Priest moving on, but he's supposed to be NXT UK.
No. He's US.
He's US.
Okay. Or it's the Finn with Walter thing I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Finn with Walter.
Yeah.
But I think this match managed to make Damian Priest look like a monster without making him look weak.
He's a face, right? Or is he?
He's a heel.
No, he's a heel. That's the thing. It was a heel versus heel match. That's why I really enjoyed it because
I would say that. Okay, that confused me because he wasn't fighting like a face during this match or a heel match.
Remember, he's the one that attacked Finn Balor. So
with the stairs too. He got the stairs involved. Yeah.
So it a heel versus heel match, but at the same time, it made I guess it basically made Damian look good without kind of like burying him in a sense. So because it still took a lot to actually get him down and to get him for the 3 count. It was after that bump that he took on the stairs that pretty much the match went towards Finn.
Yeah, just two coup de grace, which I like how they put that over that they think that the Finn only did that just because it's the only way he thought he could win.
Yeah. All right. Next, we get into the NXT North American Championship match: Keith Lee versus Gargano, and the only person that got this one right was Kristan.
Moise
too. Okay.
No, just Moise.
Just Moise. Okay. I thought Kristan picked Keith Lee.
Kristan wants Keith Lee to go into a world title picture. Remember?
Okay.
But he picked him to win, or he picked Gargano. Excuse me.
Okay. All right. So this match was good.
I think it was a little too long. I think Keith should have been a little more dominant.
I did not like it.
My favorite.
I feel like. Go ahead.
My favorite spot on it was when Gargano was trying to go to the door and it was locked, and
that's a cool camera shot.
Came behind him and just started beating the crap out of him in the door.
The Spirit Bomb was awesome. I thought the Spirit Bomb into the Big Bang catastrophe.
Yeah.
At the end, I thought the finish was cool. But yeah, Keith Lee shouldn't have this much trouble beating Gargano.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Just looking at, I hate saying it that way, but just looking at him and then how the match was going, Keith Lee, I think they just honestly, because of what happened with the next match, they didn't want this one to be short also.
Yeah.
But it should have been if this was the way they were going. If Gargano was going to like eke somehow a win out. And then we also had it's not random, but the interference spot
by Candice and
Mia, which was like, it makes a joke of this title a little bit, in my opinion.
If you wanted to do this right before or after a second match, you should have showed Mia and Candice still brawling backstage.
Yeah,
because they left the first match.
Yeah, true. But then, so like they waited 15, 20 minutes to come back out because of Damian Priest Finn.
Yeah.
Like, what are these people doing? And Candice LeRae just came out and pointing.
And they came out.
So like it's not like they were fighting. They were just, and they came out in different.
Well, they came out
outfits.
In regular clothes. They should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came out in different outfits. So they should have just came out in the ring gear
and
there.
Brawled out there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So it didn't work for me.
Next match, the NXT Championship Backlot Brawl. Which who got this one right?
Moise lit us up this show, guys.
So yeah,
he's the only one. That's only because we convinced him.
Yeah,
if you recall.
I was torn, and I decided to go with Velveteen Dream. But
Well, we also heard the next day we were hearing that Dream wasn't being called up or something.
yeah, I think that situation that we don't want to talk about has a lot to do into play with this.
I think Dexter Lumis and Velveteen are getting a tag team run.
That can happen too, but I don't know.
Two weirdos.
Yeah, this match was nice. I liked the cinematics on it. That bump that that Adam Cole took to the windshield of the car looked nasty when he got thrown off the ladder.
When he went through the window?
Through the windshield of the car.
Something was missing in this match for me.
Anything. I
thought the Uber spot was stupid.
Here's the difference. I think every other like pre-taped match has taken itself lightly. Yeah. You know, starting with that in this newer era of it, that Boneyard match, lots of jokes. I mean, it starts off with AJ pretending he's an Undertaker coming out the cast, and then the next one was the next night,
the
Firefly Funhouse match, nothing but comedy, hilarious.
Even Stadium Stampede
just straight spots hilarity for 40 minutes.
Even I know the more serious match, the Ciampa and Gargano stuff, they made fun of the cup spot for weeks after.
Yeah. And then this one, it's we're gonna make a real action type.
But we're gonna throw the Uber spot in there,
and there's gonna be a random Uber spot to try and make
it. And a Dexter Lumis spot.
And I thought the Dexter Lumis spot was good. I actually liked the fact that he came out and kidnapped.
Hop out of one of the cars. You don't have to be in the ring.
In the ring. I thought that was weird, but I still.
He's a weirdo, so it makes sense.
Yeah, so it kind of fits him. So, I mean, the spots, the freaking Panama Sunrise on the chairs was another cringe-worthy spot that I liked. So I think
yeah, sorry. I was unplugging something, but I didn't like this match. Really,
I watched it again. I enjoyed it more the second time.
Yeah, I had to watch it 2-3 times to actually get the point of it and see everything from the cinematic standpoint. Watching it live on pay-per-view, you're kind of okay, here's the spot. But watching it the second time was actually better because you actually got to see certain things. But it wasn't the best match on the card. I will admit that. It was probably the bottom two.
The 6 women, and then this.
Yeah,
and there was a squash match in this show, and it's still not the worst.
Yeah. All right. So we get to Karrion Kross defeating Tommaso Ciampa. I love Scarlett in his intro.
This match I thought was what it needed to be.
Yeah. Kross looked like a freaking killer. Literally, his name basically is what it is. This whole match itself, even though it was kind of like a squash match, he looked great. Ciampa went out fighting, which also didn't make him look weak. And Killer Kross was dominant.
Ciampa didn't tap, right? He passed out?
No, he passed out.
Passed out because, yeah.
So, great match. I want to see what's next for Kross. I really want to see what's next with him. I think he's going to be the one to dethrone Adam Cole.
How do you feel about that?
I want to see that. I want to see him dethrone Adam Cole. If it's anybody, it would either be Keith Lee or it will be Kross that dethrones Adam Cole.
Angel thoughts?
I could see it, but
I don't want him to have any competitive match for 2-3 months.
That's the problem. Where does he go from here?
Just keep throwing people. Have him target every top star.
So he's what, Gargano next?
Gargano, then go to Keith
If he
Lee.
fights Keith Lee, he's gonna get the title, the North American title.
I wouldn't mind seeing that neither.
Okay, well, but then he has to eventually lose that to get to the NXT Championship.
I mean, if he builds,
if you're smart, I mean, I guess you could put both.
If they build this correctly, they could have him eventually lose the title,
or have both titles have 2 matches, dominate the first one, and then get tired out in the second one for whoever you want to make the next star.
Yeah. It just depends. I think Hunter has a solid booking idea for Cross, which I'm starting to see that is working. As long as they keep him as this threat that
I don't think he's in NXT for more than 6 months, by the way, guys. I think he's called up by Survivor Series.
Maybe so, or after Survivor Series, because I think he's going to be one of the key people in the 5 versus 5. If he's not a champion, he'll be a key person in that 5 versus 5 match.
I don't think you need to put him with anyone else, though. I'd rather have him go in as a champion.
If he goes in as either a North American or NXT champion, I think he will stand out regardless.
And then what are you doing with Scarlett? Taking him with her or taking her with him?
Yeah, you can't separate those two.
I thought they agreed to stay. I don't know the contract. I thought they wanted to go only because of the NXT part of it. I thought that's
when you get that money thrown at your face, though, it's hard to say no to, man.
I mean, they apparently got money thrown at them because they knew they were going to go somewhere. So
they got Scarlett good, and I think, as far as contenders for the NXT title, I wouldn't mind seeing him and Killer Cross and Scarlett be champions. Scarlett is really good in
NXT.
Yeah,
I don't see Scarlett getting that. She fits main roster, I think, a lot
she
better.
She does, but NXT. She also, you could see her as a champion in NXT.
Maybe.
She has a look. Yeah, she definitely looks good. So
I'll say so.
Angel,
are you there? I think he froze again.
Where does Ciampa go from here? There we go. It's that Impact thing was loading.
I think he either tries to redeem himself by going after the North American title, or they build him up somewhat
to Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah,
interfere in the greatest match ever.
I have a theory about that. Did y'all talk about it?
No, we'll talk about that on Thursday. But yeah, that seems like it's going to be interesting within itself. Can we
actually talk about that now? Because I've read some reports too, so it kind of goes under wrestling news. So the greatest match ever. Apparently,
let's finish this and we'll talk about it at the end.
Yeah,
okay. Finish Takeover.
All right, so
we're one away.
So main event was the triple threat between Io Shirai, Charlotte Flair, and Rhea Ripley, which I got right.
I did too.
So, but yeah.
What are the scores this week? What are the scores?
Well, you got like 80,000 points. I'm just kidding. So Kriston has 2 points with his free one. I've got 2 points. Moise, you have 3.
And Elias has 2?
Sorry. Elias has 3 as well. Because of the EO.
So me and Elias are at 3 and you and Kriston are at 2.
Correct.
Okay.
Ooh.
Correct. Don't worry, Backlash is coming up. I bet he misses the show.
All right. So this match I thought was awesome, in my opinion.
This was a good match. I like it.
Really good match.
I love Charlotte Flair's matches. I don't think the reason they created this triple threat, it was the way to do it.
I disagree.
If I'm grading this on the match itself, fantastic. 9, 8 out of 10, 8.5 maybe out of 10, 9 even. Only because if I'm grading this on the storyline reason for it, like a 7 or 7.5, it loses a point because they just didn't want Charlotte to lose. That's literally what it's about.
So, regardless of that, this
So
match was
jumping off the ceiling was awesome.
Yeah, the jump off the top of the
Io?
set was awesome. Yeah,
That riptide from the top.
Io looked like a freaking money this match. Like
Io is
everybody
I haven't watched a
looked
lot
good.
of her.
I'm not.
But, sorry, go ahead.
Everybody looks strong. Man, the only spot that I say that kind of looked nasty was when Io did the backflip onto Rhea's head.
Yeah, I was worried for Rhea at first. It's like, oh,
yeah. But man, though everything that happened, Charlotte took everybody out at first, and then they just started beating the crap out of her, and then it just spilled out the ring. Funny part, but also like a good spot was when Rhea and Io were fighting in the ring, and then just Charlotte just pops up with the kendo stick. The look on her face with the kendo stick was priceless. And then she went in there and just went ham with the kendo stick on them. I thought that was another good spot in the match.
I have a question about that. Has that happened a lot in triple threats in WWE over the past 5-10 years when I wasn't watching it?
What?
Probably 5 years. Like in triple threat matches, has there been a lot of like weapon usage?
Not really.
Because it's not that it seemed off, but like the announcer's like, oh yeah, of course, because you can't get disqualified. Of course you're going to use it.
Well, it kind of throws back to the Io and Charlotte match from a couple weeks ago when Charlotte
Right. I get where it's from, but
no, you don't see that.
For them to just talk it off, so to speak.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you do that in every triple threat match then?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it just
why would I not see that all the time if that's the case? I get it, right? But
I think the announce team just made it seem like it was normal just because it's Charlotte. They're kind of trying to make
her player in the game.
Yeah. So that's why they made it seem that way. Like if Io or Rhea would have got a weapon, I'm pretty sure that the whole announce team would have announced it differently.
So basically, after this match, I see Rhea either turning heel on NXT or getting called up to face Bayley.
She's got to do something because she was so over when the crowd was here, and then the logical booking would be for her to have beaten Charlotte at some point. But she's gone downhill, losing confidence. Now she lost again. She took the pin again. Kind of sad. I guess that's what happens when you have to go back home to get your work visa.
Well, no, I think
she never left.
Is that true?
Left. Yeah, she never left.
Instagram video with her boyfriend saying, "Yeah, I'm still in Florida."
Oh wow, that's funny.
Yeah, I just think that they're trying to kind of build her up again so when the crowds get in, she could get that pop again. So I think they're gonna try to build this because I think Charlotte's done with NXT.
And all these reports that are coming out are total bullshit because you got the Velveteen report, then you got a opposite report, then you got the report that all the Backlash was taped, and then you find out it's only the main event.
Only one.
Then you get the report that Io was supposed to get called up, and now Io gets the title. So I don't know what these reporters are doing, but they're really slacking.
I would prefer Io to be called up based off this performance. God dang, man.
I want to see Io and Asuka. Oh my god.
Io, Asuka. What's up, Stefan? I don't even know if we acknowledged him. Oh, that was
we did.
I just now clicked over. But yeah, no, Io, Asuka, Io. I mean, I'd like to see Io, Charlotte by themselves. There's a lot you could do.
I think low key, even on the after show when Renee Young interviewed Triple H, I think he made it seem like Charlotte was done with NXT.
Yeah, she's on Raw.
She's back on Raw. So,
and then the Raw. Yeah,
I think it was a good way to take off the title for her and also make it to where Rhea can chase the title. And I'm excited if this is gonna happen at SummerSlam. I'm excited to see Io versus
And
Rhea
you
Ripley.
still have that Io Candice storyline too.
That too. So there's plenty of possibilities that can happen. I thought it was a good move by WWE putting the title on Io. I mean, honestly, I think Io deserved the title a long time ago. And then for them to give it to her now, I think it's the perfect time for her to get the title. It gives,
I just hope she has it too when the fans are around because she deserves
yeah.
Her entrance music is awesome. Like, I didn't like it at first, but it's growing on me.
it. So
Also, a lot of people crapped on the musical performance, which I was kind of like, why the hell is this here too?
it was terrible. I clicked off for like 'cause I was watching it afterwards. Like I clicked off of it to like give myself a break to then skip it.
Yeah,
It was Code Orange though, right? That's the group that also did the Fiends theme.
Yeah.
So like I like one of their songs.
I think it's just with light groups it's hit or miss. Like,
This is the second one I can think of in a row that's missed.
what was the first one?
Well, the other one was that AEW one
With the
for
one
Cody.
with Cody? Yeah.
That was bad too.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
I think that one was worse than this one.
I think the Weekend, if he got that WrestleMania performance with Burning Lights, would have been awesome though.
Well, but that's the Weekend, not one of these third-party rock bands.
Not this rock
That's
band that
cheap.
performed at Full Sail.
During a pandemic.
They actually
By the
drove
way.
all the way from I think Pennsylvania to get to Florida.
to get bashed. Oh my god!
Maybe they got like 200-300 more listens on Spotify.
No,
Good for
I
them.
think they got. I think with any promotion when they bring a band that does their theme song or does something, I think it gives them a boost. And I'm not into that heavy metal rock stuff like that. So
You're about to say something else.
Yeah.
So Code Orange gets 300. They have 306,000 monthly listens on Spotify. They have 3 million plays on their theme song, and then they have another song called Forever, which has 4,800,000.
Forever has to be a theme for something. It has to be.
I don't want to play it because
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up while y'all talk some more about the main event or close it off.
Yeah, but other than that, Io won with that nasty looking moonsault on Rhea Ripley's face while Charlotte had her in the figure four.
I wanted her to do it to Charlotte. I think that would have been dirty.
I honestly thought she was gonna do it to Charlotte because the way they were set up, it could have landed on Charlotte as well. But it was Rhea, so
How many YouTube listens do they get, Angel? Oh, Angel's listening to it on mute. Damn.
All right, with that,
what'd you say? Sorry,
How many YouTube views did that song get?
I didn't even check YouTube. I was just going on to like the Wikipedia. That's the whole album. Are you sure it's not the album listens?
No, it's a song called Forever.
On YouTube, it's at 3 million from 3 years ago.
They probably got all those views because people thought it was Forever with like Lil Wayne, Drake, and Eminem.
But yeah, that was NXT Takeover in your house in a nutshell. Man, I give it a solid B.
Yeah, I give it a B. I
Yeah.
don't think it was that bad. But let's talk about this greatest wrestling match thing with Ciampa really quick.
Ciampa?
Well, with Edge and Randy, but I think what Ciampa just said was like, at least I can do my matches in one take and just mic drop.
I mean,
so what's your theory on this, Angel? You said you have an interesting theory on this.
I think there's a big swerve coming. There's gonna be like a rated RKO come out, or they're gonna tag from this. Why else are they holding off on these guys defending their tag titles?
Montez and Viking Raiders? Because they're making great segments out of it.
The real reason is because rated RKO are going to take over.
I doubt that.
It makes sense.
It kind of does, but
it does, but WWE doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking that it makes sense. Is because I'm thinking WWE thinks it makes sense because these guys just beat the hell out of each other at the previous one.
Now
So it
you're
only
thinking
makes sense
about
to be
AEW
best
booking.
friends. No. AEW would not do that.
Yes, it would.
So you're telling me Brody Lee and John Moxley are going to tag team?
Eventually.
No, but we
Hell
saw
no.
it's backwards booking with the Hangman and Kenny
And
Omega stuff.
Kenny Omega.
What are you talking about? They're not killing each other.
They will soon enough.
That's different. They're joined and then they break apart.
Yeah, but you just don't put two people that just beat the shit out of each other and afterwards.
What happened on Raw? Opening segment.
That was different.
Okay, what closed the show of Raw?
The Asuka versus Charlotte.
And what opened it? They were tagging together. What logical sense does this make?
But Charlotte took out Asuka right after the match, and then, which I forgot to mention.
More importantly, I don't even want to talk about Backlash on Thursday.
You don't want to?
No, because nothing has me excited about Backlash.
Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, the Claymore versus the
Full Nelson.
Full Nelson. They really didn't name it. Yeah, Full Nelson.
I saw it on Impact already.
Probably better too.
Probably. You picked it up on Impact in a couple years ago.
Yeah, I bet it was better. But they're making too many jokes about it for it to be a legit match. Something's gonna happen.
I think it's either that or it's just spear game over.
Something, because even Edge made a post. He made a post about it, about Randy being and that he was boring also, that Edge was boring or something.
Watch this be like a 10-minute sleeper hold into a spear. Oh my god.
Oh my god, just the biggest troll.
You went back on mute, Angel, in the middle of your sentence.
Ever was the last word. I was typing. Oh, he said I just sang the greatest bedtime lullaby ever. I'm really on point for Backlash this Sunday.
The funniest troll that Randy did this week was when he responded to a guy that said, "I heard Backlash is bad," and then he's like, "He's like, it hasn't even happened yet, you idiot."
Randy's a good troll. Randy and Baron Corbin are good trolls.
I do love me some Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin's insults are awesome.
FYI, Elias is actually out on injury.
Oh yeah, he's hurt.
He really yeah.
Yeah, so they actually did that spot where he got ran over to write him off because he really legitly is injured and headed for surgery. So yeah. But that's it for today's show. The fallout from NXT Takeover. We covered Raw. We covered Impact a little bit. Man, join us Thursday as we come back and predict Backlash. Continue this predictions game challenge that we have going on. As far as now, the standings stand. Moyes with 3 points. Myself with 3 points. Angel with 2, and
Kristan with really 1, if we're being honest.
But two with the sympathy vote.
And Backlash, I can't wait.
That's sarcasm, right?
No, I'm truly excited to see another pay-per-view from a company advertising the greatest match.
Side note, because I think Kristan's not going to listen to this. Yo, we think he's picking Nia over Asuka, right? So that's another point for us.
Yeah.
There's no way he's doing that.
He has to, dude.
I'll give him a point if he doesn't do that. No, sorry, I phrased that very poorly. I will give him one of my points if he picks Nia over Asuka, but we can't tell him that.
Yeah, he won't listen to
that. But Nia has to win, though, right?
He has to pick Nia. Just pick her, okay. And I'll give him a point, so I can be in last place.
And then just every pay-per-view, just pick the same as me, and you'll be fine.
I'll still win.
So below are the standings.
Good. I'm still ahead of Kristan, even though we're tied. Thank you.
So, but yeah, join us on Thursday as we come back with another episode of Weekly Wrestling Heat, Season 2, Episode 2.
Another review.
Another review and another predictions challenge after
Probably
that.
this is episode 4, bro. This isn't episode 2.
Is it episode 4?
Because we did the takeover predictions. Then we did
That was
That's
season
episode
2.
0.
No, but it was 2 separate episodes, remember? Because we didn't want to do it all in one.
Oh yeah, episode 3. My bad, episode 3.
But yeah, Backlash is going to be awesome. Oh,
Greatest match.
Anything announced for AEW? Any matches you're excited for?
As far as tomorrow,
Yeah, because there's an NXT match I'm really excited for tomorrow.
there's a bunch of big matches coming up. Hold on, I will pull it up because I actually am interested in them.
NXT has Loomis and Adam Cole tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, that would be an interesting match to watch. I'm excited about that one.
Boom.
Colt Cabana?
Cole Cabana's fighting someone. He's fighting Sammy. He's fighting
the
Sammy.
revival.
Yeah,
the
FTR. So you got Sammy Colt, which will be fun. FTR, Butcher and Blade. Inner Circle versus the Best Friends because of the Orange Cassidy thing. And then it looks like Cody and Mark Quinn.
That'll be a fun show. And then Daniel Bryan and AJ on Thursday. I hope they're just screwy finish, and they're really the greatest match ever on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I hope AJ and Daniel Bryan had a screwy finish, and AJ and Daniel Bryan have a match at Backlash, and then they just put on the greatest match ever.
I thought it was on Backlash. Did they change
Friday.
it?
It's Friday, yeah.
It's Friday.
Wow.
Also, Drew Gulak and AJ was a lot of fun from last week.
It really was. It was a really good match. So yeah, no, that's it. Join us back on Thursday as we come back on another episode. And from me and the rest of the crew, remember to follow our social handles. I am Mr. Brado, Moise H91, and Average Wrestle Fan on YouTube and I guess Twitter.
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Okay, Average Wrestle Fan on YouTube. Angel does a lot of live streams for AEW, so he's our resident AEW analyst. So
good. Thanks for saying, Mark.
But yeah, from everybody here at Weekly Wrestling Heat, we are officially out. Peace.